That's right. You heard me.
We're going back
Bitch,
to
you
this.
getting one? You getting one too? What you talking about?
I'm
Don't
not
act
getting.
like you not getting one.
That's coronavirus relief. Everybody needs it.
Not the rich people.
Don't
They
go
don't need no
outside. Why are
damn
you guys
money.
being so stupid and going places like this? You fucking did it to yourself.
You did that too.
When?
You went out for a plane ride. You went.
I'm
you
safely
invited
8,000 feet in the air.
Yes, with
Yeah,
other
the
people on
virus
the
is gonna-
plane.
No,
Like the
it was
virus-
just
like
The
me.
virus isn't gonna. Oh God damn it!
The virus has wings.
Moving on. We're gonna talk about buttholes
drink
right
Red
now.
Bulls.
We're gonna talk about buttholes right now. This episode of Furry Frequencies is brought to you by Joe Exotic for President 2020. If you want the first gay redneck that did meth, snort coke, had 2 husbands, and owns a tiger farm to be the next president of America, make sure that you write in Joe Exotic for President this November. Joe Exotic for President, our first inmate president, and he will fight like a tiger for your rights. Joe Exotic 2020. Let's go. Hello and welcome to Furry Frequencies, the soundtrack to your furry life. I'm Lifty, and joining me on the podcast is Silox.
Hey, how's it going this evening?
And IBM.
What's up?
And also joining us for tonight's podcast is our special guest, Trip.
Hey,
Say hello, Trip.
what up,
So,
Who?
bruh?
You are so mean. Be nice.
Who?
Oh,
Wait,
hold
who
up.
are you?
Let me.
Wait, who am I? Who am I?
No,
having
no, I
an
know-
existential crisis now.
Yeah.
first of all, we've got a great episode lined up for you. We're going to be talking about furry media and what furries are consuming in this trying time when it comes to visual media. And we thought it'd be appropriate to bring in TrippWub as our
TrippWub.
guest to talk with us about furry media, because Trip, you went to college for, what was it again?
Film. I'm currently majoring in film over at Temple University in Philly.
Awesome. And when you get out of college, what do you want to be? Filmmaker?
Yeah, I'm planning to become a filmmaker. Currently, I'm pursuing a BFA in directing, and at some point, I might try to go for a job in editing.
Okay, nice.
That's really
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
Microphone activated.
And go ahead and just tell everybody where they can find you online.
Oh yeah, sure. You can find me currently all over the place, like on Twitter. My @'s TrippWub, 2 B's, 2 P's. You can see me on SoundCloud. I tried to make dubstep, but I fail at it. And I do have an Instagram, but I never touch it. It's also @Trip.
I'll tell you something about dubstep. The very easiest way to make a dubstep album that will be totally fire on SoundCloud, just take the microphone, put it up to your ass, and just rip out a big long fart.
Hell yeah. And just reverb on that shit. Just pure reverb.
Exactly.
Good
yeah.
God, man.
Just rip out
So-
a heavy fart on heavy reverb.
Dubstep
yeah.
to me is like when people, if they find a bass line that they really want to work with, and then they just raise the threshold of the volume as high as they can get it and lower the limit of it. And it's literally just noise with a little bit of rhythm in there. I can't. Me personally,
That's why I'm
I
saying-
can't stand
That's what I'm
dubstep.
saying. The
I'm with
easiest
you.
way
I
to
don't
make
like
a
it.
dubstep recording is just fart into the microphone, and then
There's-
just
Exactly.
There's
And then
there's exceptions
make a
though.
great-
Like
you can make
some
fart
dubstep
sound like
is
Godzilla.
some dubstep is actually really good. It all depends on who's making it. You've got some really good dubstep producers, and you got the ones that are shit.
Exactly.
Everybody, remember what was his name? Who was really popular back in
Skrillex?
the day? God, that's him. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
that
he's
shit used
irrelevant
to be-
now. He's completely irrelevant now. It's
because
now
he's an
underground
emotional
artists that are
little
just-
cunt.
Oh Jesus!
I mean, look
Hey,
at him. Look,
he listens to this. Be nice to him.
what the fuck? So if you look at the guy, I mean, he looks like he's fresh out of fucking high school. He's got the emo fucking hair, the thick border fucking square glasses that he probably doesn't even need. He just wears them because it makes him look cute, I guess, is what he's probably looking for. He's got the little, the little lip ring, the piercings, the black fingernails. He got the little emo thing going on. Man, he's such an emotional child.
You
And
don't
then he's
know
in
what
his
this man went through.
and then he's like in his fucking 30s or something. I don't fucking know. The dude's weird as shit. Granted, like I said, he's made some pretty good strides in his career, but again, like you said, he's pretty irrelevant now.
Yeah. Now it's the underground artists that are messing up right now. Like, there's a lot of good ones like Sun Def, Subtronics. They're like blasting right now.
Yeah, don't even mention fucking what's his name, Marshmallow. He's so god
I don't
awful.
really care for Marshmallow.
He's stupid. I mean, he. All right, first of all, he's trying to troll the fuck out of Deadmau5. Obviously the whole Marshmallow with X crossed eyes and stuff like that, and the whole get up is so Deadmau5-esque that it was literally created in order to piss off Joel Zimmerman. And it worked up until Joel caught on to who the fuck it was and was like, this guy, all right, cool. Deadmau5 has always been known as a controversial, artist. He's got
definitely
very, very fucking
really?
very opinionated.
Yeah.
The man's up there for sure.
Called
okay. Well,
another
if
artist
anybody's
autistic on
opinionated,
stream.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
He really doesn't. He'll fucking stomp on anybody without two flying fucks given.
Honestly, low key.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been times in the past where his manager was like, "You should really apologize because you've offended this person, etc., etc. You've offended this group." And Joel would look his manager straight in the eyes. You're fucking fired. How dare you try to censor me? So, I mean, you think about that. Marshmallow going up against a giant like Deadmau5. Somebody's about to get stabbed.
Oh yeah, there's an absolute brawl about to happen.
But
once
yeah, and I don't think they've ever worked together before, have they?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it'll ever happen. But the thing
Doubt
is, a lot of people are thinking that Deadmau5 is irrelevant too because he's like old news. In my opinion,
he's still fresh.
In my opinion, yeah, he's still got some good stuff. He's doing a lot less, admittedly. He's kind of sitting back and he's doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. You'll see that he's doing a lot of movie scores. He did a score for it was on Netflix. What the hell is the name of the movie? Oh crap! It's like they're in this winter wasteland or something. Oh shit! Let me look.
Snowpiercer?
Maybe. I'll look it up real quick. But continue on.
I just want to say for God, what's his face, Skrillex. So he started out in the band from first to last.
Yep, I know that one.
I used to listen to their music as a fucking teenager.
Oh, really?
Yeah. God, sweetie, I went through an emo
okay.
phase in high school. You have no idea. So
We all had our phases.
Yes, I vaguely remembered him. But yeah, no, 2010, all that when
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, when he split off.
Deadmau5 did the score for the movie Polar.
Oh, Polar.
Yeah. Directed by Jonas Ackerlund.
No clue who that is.
Actually, I do remember watching it. It was a really good movie. I did not know that it was scored by Deadmau5 until I started hearing some similarities in like the chord progressions in the music, and I'm like, that sounds very familiar because Deadmau5 has a very signature sound when it comes to like chords. He's very, very good at harmonics and chords. So he's able to put together some very, very cool sounding riffs. And when he did the score for Polar, it was up there for sure. I mean, it was like when Tron did the score, or I'm sorry, no, Daft Punk did the score for Tron. Very, very memorable. So it was actually his first film score, believe it or not, and he did an excellent job.
But Before we all get enraptured in this lovely topic of
Enraptured. Nice.
That's a good word.
yes, it is.
You
Yes, it
did
is.
it, and you didn't even have
I'm
to look at
proud
a
of you. Did you
thesaurus.
find that on your word of the day calendar?
Yay, Stylox, you did it. A
Y'all
little
some
Dundokian.
assholes. Fuck. First of all, I told you I'm not from fucking Dundalk. Okay, I was not born in Dundalk, Maryland. I was born in Baltimore City. You fucking asshole. Okay.
So let us jump to current events because recently this has been
Dundalk.
going around for a Twitter where John Oliver, who you may remember from a couple weeks ago, he was looking for a certain piece of rat erotica that was first featured in a in auction on into an an auction in 1992. He finally found it. He actually emailed back to him and just said, I may have what you're looking for. And then he just, from at the end of the show this past week on Last Week Tonight, he just pulls it out. He pulls out this framed photo of the rat erotica that he was looking for, Stay Up Late. And the best part about it is that it all looks so triumphant how he's holding it, his speech and everything. It's like, yes, America, I may have what you're looking for. I may have hope. Good night. We did it.
I straight up fucking screamed when you showed me that clip. I was like, no way, he did not finally found it.
Yes, he finally found it.
Well, no thanks to us, of course, but yeah, someone was nice enough to tip him off, and he actually found it, which is great because he ended up donating money to that food bank. So it worked out in the end. But of course, as we know with furries, and I won't go too deep into this rabbit hole for reasons,
Rabbit
furries
hole.
found a way to. I know, right? Furries found a way to pour water on this lovely, lovely fire by making certain claims against the artist, and are now upset at the artist on Twitter, and are upset at John Oliver for actually purchasing this painting.
Wait, what now?
Yes, claims were
Hold
made
up
against.
now. Hold up now. John Oliver never said that he actually bought the painting from the artist. He bought it from the person who bought the painting back in Gallery 33, back in 92.
Oh, so he found the guy who owned it. I thought Brian
He found
Swords
somebody
of
who owned
York
it.
still had it.
No. I don't think it's. No. I do not think it was Brian Swords of York that actually sold him the painting. It was somebody that had the painting somewhere in Pennsylvania, and they emailed him back.
Wow.
That's still pretty cool.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Also,
think it's
now,
pretty
now
cool,
my
too.
I have a quick question. What is this person doing with this portrait of straight up just rats going at it in their house? That's my big question.
So
I mean, why not?
I don't know. Anyway, we talked about this one before, but Brian Swords of York, or Brian Swords simply, or also known as Biohazard in the furry community, apparently has done a lot in his career. And he's got a fur affinity. He's got an ink bunny, a so furry, a Twitter, obviously, and a live journal. There's a lot of places you can connect with this guy under his pen name Biohazard. As far as I know, he doesn't really do this professionally. It was more of a hobby, and he decided that he was going to submit his works to the Gallery 33. I don't know if he did it to troll or to see if he could just get away with it, but
I don't think it was being a troll.
I don't think so, but he could be one of the earliest trolls that we know.
He is certainly one of the earliest furries to exhibit their artwork in a public forum like that.
At that point, he's on par with fucking Leroy Jenkins, because I mean that was some epic shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been immortalized by his decision to be so bold. Same with Leroy Jenkins, who just runs in when everybody else is trying to fucking plan shit out. So in a way, he's the furry Leroy.
You are showing your age by even mentioning.
No, that's
the original.
that's a good comparison, because you got a point. Both people just did whatever they felt like, and just said, fuck the world, let's go. And they here you are, Brian Swords of York, showing two rats, just in soft fucking motion. Not necessarily fucking, but
What?
they're
Well,
about to fuck.
it's
Soft
kind of
fucking.
interesting because both the characters are kind of, well, one's obviously male, but the other one's kind of an androgynous character. You can't tell if it's male or female because obviously you can't see the bits and the stuff like that. However, for me, it looks very male, but then again, I'm gay, so everything looks like a dude.
That's concerning. That's very concerning.
Well, I
If
mean,
everything
you
looks like
don't
a
look
guy
like
to you.
you don't look like a dude to me. You got boobies.
Wait, what?
Excuse
What?
me. You better watch. You better watch what your next words are. I will come down there and
You will come down
oh.
here and do nothing. You will get on your freaking hands and knees and you'll
excuse
worship
me.
my feet.
Oh,
You're not wrong.
He
I
has
would
been
definitely do that, but then I'd still kick your ass, so it doesn't matter.
Kick my ass with my feet or your feet?
Oh my
Silox, you can't even
god.
pick me up.
Yeah, because you're fucking fat. That's why I can't
I'm
pick you
not
up,
fat.
bitch.
I weigh
You
less than you.
could.
Oh,
What do you? What, okay, you know what? This first of all,
And
this
I
ain't
can
gonna be a
pick
day.
you up.
Okay.
so what
I can
Lifty
at
is
least
saying?
lift you off the ground,
Please kill me,
Silox.
Trip. See what I gotta deal with. You see what I gotta deal with. They
Hey,
just.
man,
I can't control them.
man, if you're coming to the table to serve, you better be serving.
Don't poke me. Lost your damn mind.
You come in
But
here, if you come in for the table with beef, you better be ready to serve it.
bruh.
let's see what the fuck.
What? I'm just saying. If you come to the table with beef, you better be
Really?
ready to serve it.
IBM, you are disgusting for that.
Hey, I know
I'm
you're.
not into that.
No, man. It's your favorite meal: fried Twinkies.
Oh God, what?
First of all, I don't even eat Twinkies, so no. But going back to
Could have
Brian's,
fooled me.
are you applying something?
No, you're just cream filled.
I don't do that stuff, so I wouldn't be creative.
I love the inhale, and there was just nothing coming.
Silox, little poppin' fresh.
I want to kill both of you, but I'm not going to. I would
Soft on the
see,
outside and very creamy and sweet
See,
and sweet on the
if I
inside.
if I killed both of you, they would give me the electric chair. Well, no, this is Maryland. They're not going to execute me, but they would put me in
Dundalk.
life in prison. I'm not in Dundalk, so I won't kill you all because I know I couldn't last in prison for 5 seconds. I'd be someone's bitch
Yeah,
the minute I walked
they
in
would
there.
suck out
No,
all
you're
that
gonna
cream
drop the
filling.
soap at least 5 times.
Exactly, I would. So anyway, Brian Swords of York, I do think that he posted this to troll people, um, because one, this wasn't his profession, right? It was a hobby. So I think that maybe he was drunk one night and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to post this on a public access show and see what happens. And lo and behold, someone buys it. Um, as far as John Oliver, I think that he's pretty damn cool for reviving this old tale of what Brian did all those years back, and the fact that he donated proceeds as well to a local food bank or whatever it was is just makes everything sweeter. So all I can say to John is thank you so much for putting your money where your mouth is.
Yep.
Especially during this time now where there are a lot of people who are suffering. Um, they don't have jobs and are hungry. That money will definitely go a long way towards helping families. So, props to you.
We're
Oh
proud of
yeah.
you, John.
Bravo, John. You said that you would keep looking for it if you didn't find it in a week, and of course it took you 2 weeks, and the person came to you and said, I might have what you're looking for, and you finally got it. Bravo to you, John.
Yeah, congratulations. Now we're just waiting for you to make your persona, and we will see you at Anthrocon.
I think somebody actually drew his persona. It's like a bird, and it's just he's just he's behind a desk, and he's got a little name tag by his desk that says J. Oliver, and it's actually pretty cute. I can probably retweet the photo once I find it again.
Stop poking. Isn't he? Someone said they compared him to what's that bird from Lion King?
Zazu. Oh no, he did
That's
it
Yeah.
who he
himself.
voiced. He voiced him.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, he voiced him in the new recent Lion King. You didn't know that?
Oh yeah, in the
No, I
the
thought he
CGI
voiced him in
version
the
that
old
everybody
one.
hated.
No, in the newer one, he voiced him.
So he did voice Zazu in the newer Lion King that was CGI based that everybody hated.
Which sucked.
So the first one was done by Rowan Atkinson.
Oh,
first-
yeah, that
Really?
makes sense.
Yeah, the first Zazu was Rowan Atkinson, surprisingly. Mr. Bean. And then John Oliver.
That's not a great actor, Rowan Atkinson.
Hey,
That's not a great
hey,
actor.
Not a fan of
hey,
Mr. Bean?
Stop, Hugh. Mr. Bean is amazing, and
He-
Rowan
I
Atkinson is
said
great.
that's another great actor.
Yeah,
Rowan
he's-
Atkinson.
Yeah, he said he was
Okay.
a great actor. What the hell?
Okay,
Don't
I
get so
thought he said he was
defensive.
not a great actor. I was like, hey, bitch.
Bruh.
He was ready to fight for Mr. Bean's honor.
I mean,
Jesus.
imagine if Zazu was voiced by Gilbert Gottfried. God.
Oh, that'd be
Oh God, no,
great.
that's
Oh
horrible.
my god, Gilbert Gottfried could voice anything. I would love it.
I can't stand his fucking voice. Oh Jesus!
It's-
Well,
it kills
actually,
me.
to be fair, I've noticed that Gilbert Gottfried, he does voice a lot of birds. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
The Aflac duck, Yago, Digit from Cyber Chase.
Oh God, that show. Ugh.
I can't
Hey,
stand
no,
it.
actually, Cyber Chase was pretty cool because it taught you about math, and Christopher Lloyd was in it. And Christopher Lloyd is based as fuck.
That show
Honestly.
was so stupid, but okay, go on with your bad
Yeah.
self.
You're bringing me back childhood memories, Jesus.
I used to
We're
watch
doing that for a lot
show
of people right now.
when I was at my mom's work. Oh my God. But yeah, no, you know what? Since we're talking about Disney here, we're gonna bypass the crackhead tiger guy for a minute and talk about what Disney is. He killed that lady, by the way. We're gonna talk about
We're going to talk about it. We're going to discuss it. Don't worry.
Disney. So Disney's in the news again, not for the simple fact that they're making.
Are you still butthurt about this?
I am, and by the way, they're not going to give me my money back. So let me take the opportunity to say, fuck Disney, fuck Bob Iger, and fuck Kathleen Kennedy for the whole Star Wars shit. They can go fuck themselves. But moving on, Disney's in the news again. They are making another remake. Surprise, surprise! A live action remake of Robin Hood. The same Robin Hood that suckered many into the furry fandom all those years back. They're going to remake that and release it only on Disney Plus.
Why am I not surprised?
I mean, at this point, I'm just curious. They're making a lot. Well, no, actually, it's a CGI remake of Robin Hood, but they're using motion capture for all the characters. So it's gonna be more like it's gonna be less like a Zootopia version of Robin Hood and more like a Cats version of Robin Hood. So enjoy.
Jesus.
Would you just disconnect from your computer, Lifty?
I don't know.
Yeah, I heard. I was like, boop.
Oh yeah, that's the USB drive on my Asus just going haywire. It does that. It does that like 20 times a day.
Hey, you should get what I've got here. It's called a ThinkPad.
That's what I have, Dingus.
Get an iPad.
You just said Asus.
iPad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got an Asus and a ThinkPad.
It serves him well. It suits his personality well. You should get an iPad.
Why? So okay, when are you?
iPad? Hell no.
Hold on, Silex. When are you going to get rid of that dinged up, dented computer of yours?
Uh,
How did you dent your computer?
I'll tell you all off the stream. Don't worry about it.
Just no. We've said
It's a
a lot
long
worse.
story.
Come
It's a
on.
long story.
We've
Okay,
got
all
plenty
right.
of time. We've got
No,
plenty of
no,
time.
no.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's all right. Real quickly. Let's just say I was at a convention and I was doing things and I wasn't looking and I may have put my elbow into that, and that's all I'll say.
Oh, I thought you stepped on it or something.
No.
Yeah, I was hoping for him to say his foot.
No. To this day,
You still dented it with your elbow? Like, how fucking big is your elbow? Like the size of Free
it's
Willy?
not. But the way I pulled it
You-
back and the force I did it, it just dented it. To this day, my elbow still hurts from it.
I'm just saying. I mean, you elbowed your fucking laptop.
Yes.
And you almost destroyed it. Do you realize that literally makes you sound like you're a boat anchor?
Fuck you. I'm not a boat anchor. You know what?
Hey,
You're gonna get it.
So have you ever noticed, like, and I say this with all the respect in the world, people out there. I understand that this might be true for some of you, but have you ever noticed, like, bigger people, they have like cankles that kind of connect to their like thigh, and you can't tell where the pivot of their the back of their knee is, because like there's just so much on top of it. Is that
Yeah.
how your elbow looks?
No, my
Like,
elbow.
have you ever
looks
seen
normal.
really fat teachers that have like the folds of fat that are waving in the wind whenever they have their arm up and they're like drawing on the chalkboard?
Good God.
So they've got teacher arms, is what it's called. So like when
Teacher
they're
arms.
when they're writing on the whiteboard or the
Well-
chalkboard. Listen,
You're
when
awful.
they're when they are
Chalkboard.
writing on the chalkboard or the whiteboard, whatever, and they're moving their arm around and it flabs all over the place. Like, if you get under that, you can actually feel a breeze because it's like a fan.
Oh my
The
God.
fat from their arm is just like.
Did
My
you,
mom's
like,
a
think
teacher,
about that?
and oh my God.
First of all, no, my elbows aren't like that. That's so weird.
How did we even get on that topic? All right, moving on.
fact-
What's the next
The,
one?
the fact you even brought up a chalkboard in 2020 says so much about your age. But go on with your
They
best.
We
still
wanna
fucking
continue-
exist. Listen, hold
no,
on.
they don't.
No. Shut up.
No, they don't.
Now I get to say this because here.
I made
Okay.
him mad.
No, you didn't, but you triggered me because there are still fucking chalkboards in use here in I'm not going to tell you where I live, but in let's just say Richmond. So in Richmond, there are still some localities that use chalkboards because budgets are a fucking thing. You assholes don't want to pay your fucking taxes and bitch and complain about education being so fucking mediocre. Well, then pay up, motherfuckers, because we can't even afford whiteboards because you cheap ass don't want to fucking pay up. God
Okay,
damn it.
Bernie. Okay,
Yeah, that's
Bernie.
right. No, I'm not Bernie Sanders. That's Lifty.
Hey,
Oh my
shut the
God.
fuck up.
I was Bernie Sanders last night on fucking Jackbox. I wanted to put old Vermont guy, but it only allowed me to put old Vermont, and I was like, fuck, no one's gonna guess who I
Lifty.
am.
Привет,
Oh,
товарищ.
that's why you put Overmont, bruh.
Yeah, and I drew the guy with the balding hair. Yeah, I was also
Сука, блядь.
Bernie Sanders?
yes.
That was Bernie Sanders. Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what Bernie Sanders would draw as himself if he drew with his dick.
So Lifty is a humongous supporter of
Hey,
Bernie
shut
Sanders
the fuck
and
up. I am not. Fuck that dude.
and Hillary Clinton.
Fuck
I
her
just-
too.
Hillary
Whoa,
Clinton.
Whoa. Don't
Oh.
talk bad about my girl. Don't diss
Oh,
don't diss
excuse
Hillary.
me? No.
Don't
Fuck
diss my
that.
girl.
Fuck her. Fuck her.
I'm with her. Don't diss her.
No,
But
no,
real
fuck
quick,
her.
going back to Disney, I don't know why they like to
Smacked
do
your
live action.
lips.
Fuck you. I don't know why they like to do live action remakes of stuff, especially movies like this, where it's nearly impossible to do a competent live action remake. When all I did not smack my lips. When all of the characters are anthropomorphic animals, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work.
Do you know why? And this is a theory. I don't know if Trip, you can back me up on this, but it's
Mhm.
because they own the rights to the Robin Hood movie that they already made back in what, the 70s?
I think so.
So if they own the rights, then that means that they can make edits to the movie all they want, and they don't have to pay somebody to write a script. They have the script right there. They have the plot lines and everything. They can do everything on the cheap compared to a completely new film that they have to completely buy everything for: the script, the writers, the animators, the everything has to be brand new
Mhm.
for a brand new franchise compared to something that is already tried and true and that they know people will like. So they know that people will watch it.
Exactly. And also, I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this with Disney. Disney's a giant monopoly. They pretty much own rights to almost every company you could think of, almost every single story you could think of when it comes to, like, I'm pretty sure I can't remember the exact name of the person who originally created Robin Hood. But in general, just Disney is just owning all of these like properties, and because of the fact that all these properties are taken, it's kind of hard to come up with now original content because Disney loves to just pump out all these like constant remakes, sequels, that kind of thing, and that's the only way they can really make their money.
Oh yeah, I mean that's exactly what they did whenever they gained rights over Star Wars. I mean,
Exactly.
every single last fucking rendition of Star Wars has been horrible.
Please don't get me started on that. As a Star Wars fan, I can rant on that for hours. But yes, all of them have been horrible, with the exception of Rogue One. That felt like an actual
That's
original
because George
Star
Lucas
Wars film.
was involved in Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
He was still
Yeah.
involved in it, and then they pushed him out. If you fucking watch very carefully, George Lucas is not happy of what's happening to the franchise. He really fucking hates it. He was involved in Rogue One because that was the beginning of Disney's involvement. Okay, so they were giving him the old, "Well, we'll do it your way, there, George." And then, of course, just like any big corporation, and I have experience from this because I used to work for a small corporation that was taken over by a big giant.
Mhm.
And then the big giant said, "We're going to step back and let you do your thing." And then, sure enough, them motherfuckers came in full storm and said, "This is not a hostile takeover. We just felt like now things need to change." Oh, bullshit! It's a fucking hostile takeover. Everything changed.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
it's the same. It's the same fucking story. It's all corporate America. Believe it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
God.
destroyed something nice. They destroyed something fucking beautiful and turned it into utter shit
Because they're greedy.
for one fucking thing. Ratings and money. That's all.
And that's exactly what they're doing with this Robin Hood remake.
Exactly.
They're destroying something that was pretty and beautiful for money and what else?
Yeah. And maybe the little kids.
And
Maybe the little kids who don't know better.
But the funny thing is that this is one of their original creations. They're taking something that Disney himself has already dreamt up and put into motion as a classic. They're destroying his imagination, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is kind of befitting. It's almost like the calm before the storm. Self destruction is at hand here.
Mhm.
And it's funny that a company as big and as old as Disney and as influential as they are in our society, they don't see this coming. And you know what? I may be completely wrong. Maybe this is a start down a path in the right direction, but I see it as a big ass fucking train wreck. It's almost like Washington D.C. during rush hour. Nothing makes any fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I've been through that. And also the fact that currently we are pretty much predicting the fact that Disney is now just continuing this tradition of taking old animated films or, the classic 2D written down animation, and they're just going to just either make it a live action adaptation or they're going to CGI-ify it and just make it completely just different from the original take of the actual film. And that's what's going to destroy the industry.
No,
Oh yeah.
it's
Well,
coming.
it's just surprising to me that a conglomerate as big as Disney is just going to all these things that they already did, redoing them, handing them off as something new and original. And to me, it just looks like, how the hell does a conglomerate like you just suddenly run out of ideas,
It's
fresh
just
and new ideas?
regurgitating.
Exactly. It's almost self-plagiarism if you think about it.
The problem is they own way too much stuff. Good.
Well, of
Like,
course, you know that the ideas aren't coming from the corporation itself. It's coming from some poor underpaid, like intern or something that has a good, or a what do you call an aspiring writer. One of these guys probably comes up with something really nice, and they publicize it to a producer. The producer looks at it and says, "Oh my God, this is good." So they'll probably offer this writer a very low price. Say it's not that great, but we could probably work for it. We'll pay you this much. Of course, the writer has no other fucking choice but to accept because he's either got no money at all. Then they take this idea and they think it's the greatest thing ever, and then they botch the fuck out of it, and that's what they make. And I may be completely wrong, but that's what's going through my head is like these corporations, they could give a fuck less about being creative anymore, and they've literally got people on the outside doing this work for them of creating storylines and all these other types of events that they turn into a really poorly produced movie. What easier way to do that than just put in CGI characters and not even try anymore? It's better than getting paying actors outright for it. But then again, Disney's always been in animation. They've always really been involved in whether it be hand drawn animation, and of course they, within the last 20 years have been involved in computer generated um, animations. I
Yeah.
think,
Yeah.
and while it is the trending future, it is getting better, and Disney has done a lot to help the computer animation business. But then you've got the big guys who are starting to fade away. Pixar, DreamWorks. DreamWorks especially? When's the last time you've ever seen something
Yeah.
good come out of
Well,
them?
well, Pixar is currently owned by Disney, so they kind of just formed together.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Pixar used to make some really good shit, and they were going under vastly, like not vastly, but very quickly. And who better to bail them out than a big conglomerate like Disney?
Yep.
And of course, just like what happened with LucasArts and Lucasfilm, they did a hostile takeover. All operations in Pixar halted. They can no longer do what they thought do what they wanted to do, and their great products soon became property of a corporation that again does not care.
They don't. This is exactly why I rather support indie filmmakers than all these like big conglomerate companies like Disney or all these other ones that are trying to make films but just fail at tremendously. Because currently indie filmmakers are so underrated. I mean, beyond underrated.
Right. And so at the time, I believe it was it Pixar? I think it was Pixar that did the Toy Story series.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's them.
It was
So
Pixar.
Pixar, of course, in the 90s, we were pretty much all really young then. I know I was.
I wasn't even born yet.
When Toy Story first came out, I think it was in 1994, 1993, somewhere around there.
Right around there.
Actually, I think it was 1996 because I was really young when it finally came out. I think
Yeah,
it was about
1996.
1996 when that movie first came out. I think it was one of the very first computer animated movies that I'd ever seen. And as a kid, I thought it was the fucking coolest thing to see Woody, Buzz, Rex, Mr. Potato Head, all those characters coming to life on the screen, and I thought it was just the bee's knees, if you will.
It was innovative.
And it was, and even adults were falling in love with this because it was something new. It was something nobody was really ever familiar with. Computer generated movies was not a normal thing, and as one that was done as well as Toy Story was something inspiring. To see Pixar go that extra 100 miles to make it look that good with the limited hardware and resources that they had, because I mean, come on, 1996, what was the best they fucking had? A Pentium 2, something like that. Fucking computers could probably barely open Internet Explorer, let alone generate really complex animations like this. So it was, I bet you it was a painstaking feat that they went through. But they did it, and they made it work, and my God, it was phenomenal.
It was.
And now look at them, at the lowest of the low.
Look at this evolution. Look at this evolution from going from Toy Story to what we have now, which is regurgitated vomit of CGI that is so unpractical that you're just like, I'm not even watching a film anymore. I'm just watching someone just dick around with CGI.
So, Trip, do you remember when Atlantis first came out? Atlantis.
I remember that movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of, well, actually, that was one of the most expensive animated films ever made. And then they made Treasure Planet. Well, both of the movies bombed in the box office. But when I first saw Atlantis, I was like, "Whoa, this is some amazing shit that they're doing," and of course it was a mixture of animation with CGI. But holy shit, back then, in like early 2000s, it was like
it was game changing.
And yeah, absolutely. And when you saw Treasure Planet, of course, lots of people look at Treasure Planet very fondly because they did the same thing. But it was also, but they did so much more with it. It was just like, holy crap!
So
And this was back in the early 2000s
Yeah.
that they were doing all this shit. It was amazing. And
Yeah.
now, you know, they're just going on with whatever. They're kind of like doing the status quo in the industry.
But if I could bring that back, that's part of it. What I think is a bigger problem, and you see it a lot in what gets put out today. Um, this last decade, what do we have? What was big? Superhero movies, right? And
The
you can
Avengers.
yes, and you can say vampire and all that. They all follow a formula. It's safe, it makes money, and the audience generally likes that because the audience loves superheroes. We love that. Studios, from what I can tell, they always tend to go with the safer stuff. They rarely want to do things that are radical. It is partially why you really don't see a lot of films that have casts that are all that are what's the word diverse. It's why you see films that are cookie cutter. They have certain types of casts. They follow a certain plot. Disney is very they do that a lot with their animations.
smacked your lips.
I did. With things as you've seen with the animations, like Onward and God, what was the other one that they put out? Moana, stuff like that.
Yeah, Moana was perfect. I
Yeah,
absolutely love Moana.
like they're visually stunning. I will give them that, but compared to what they did in the past or what Pixar has done, they just seem to be lacking something. And I think they lack heart. You can say what you want about um, not Frozen 2, Frozen, because to me that had heart. It was something that, despite being having the most annoying fucking song ever,
Let it
people like that.
go. Let it go.
Um, yeah, like that had heart. But other than that, prior to that and after that, most of these movies don't have that. They don't make me go, huh, this has heart, this is amazing. Or better yet, none of these films are dark anymore. See, Disney used to do films that were very dark and just really,
They had like subtle deaths involved or
The
yeah,
Black
like
something
Cauldron.
with family.
like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That literally was probably one of their darkest movies, not named Fantasia, but that's a different topic. But with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, I mean, that literally touched on a whole bunch of mature topics, like the
Hell,
fallibility,
Tarzan.
yeah, the fallibility of man. Man being more evil than some kind of supervillain. I mean, because a dude's fucking boner burned down Paris for God's sakes because the motherfucker don't want to jack off. Like no,
Bruh.
I'm dead serious. If Frollo just jerked off, he wouldn't have destroyed, burned down fucking Paris. But okay, that's again different topic for a different podcast. I'm just saying, dark shit
Yeah.
like that. Disney used to do that. Even Mulan had its dark moments. Now Disney doesn't touch that. They like to play it safe. They like to be industry standard. Play it safe. Just make your money. Don't controversial. Don't piss off China because they have the most money. If Disney were to ever go back to like breaking the rules, quote unquote, and showing heart, showing some emotion going there, I would be more inclined to give them my money. As it stands now, they are just cookie cutter, do something that gets the most money
Smacked
and
your
I
be
lips.
think
done
I
with it.
might I think I might be able to explain the reason why downfall of Disney is happening. It's because with Avengers, there's an established formula. You can see like each film has like a specific like format. You know how Stan Lee has his cameos in each film. There's like the specific like dilemmas that each superhero is going through, and then the super go to happy ending that the superhero defeats the enemy, that kind of thing. Same thing with the past Disney films. Like you could see how it starts off with this person has an issue in the beginning. They must overcome that in some way, and in the end, everything comes all happy. Now it's just like Disney has this thing with just regurgitating these plot points that just don't feel natural anymore. That's how I feel how Disney is doing right now. It's just
But go ahead.
No, you're good.
But yeah, another thing that I've noticed, you kind of brought me to this, Silox, is that back in the 90s, Disney would love to tout that their features have an ensemble cast with, all the big name actors doing voiceovers. They could hire in the hottest pop music stars to do their film score, and that would bring in the cash. Like, you remember when Tarzan, they brought in Sting. I think it,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, they brought in
No,
Sting
it was Sting. Yeah.
Yeah,
You said
they brought in
stink.
Sting.
You said stink. I heard you say
God
stink.
damn it, don't.
Sting and the Police.
Yeah, they brought
Stink and the police.
yeah, they brought Sting to do the film score, and you don't see that out of Disney films much anymore.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know if that's
So-
part of the whole thing about them just playing it safe and not wanting to take risks with the stars that are out now right now, or what. But I just don't see that out of them anymore.
So I mean, it was Disney and Pixar that worked on the Toy Story project together. However, Toy Story was a Pixar production, but it was funded and released by Disney. Thing is,
Mhm.
Disney sat back and let them kind of do what they needed to do to create something memorable, and they did. But now they're too involved. So that's why a lot of their products and their latest releases have been subpar.
I gotcha.
But anyway, so what's the next thing we've got? Did we skip over Joe Exotic?
Yeah,
mean,
we did.
I
did.
haven't watched
Yeah.
this show to even talk about that. All I know is he looks like a coked up gay drag queen.
Oh my goodness.
Don't talk to
Silex,
my
you,
dad
Yeah.
about that.
you need to watch this show because it is so bizarre. You just can't believe that
Nah, I'm
he
not
actually
gonna watch it.
existed.
Nope.
Well, you
The
don't
sad
have to.
fact that you can get a tiger for $2,000 says a lot about this country. That's all
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
can't
say.
do that anymore because
That's
the Endangered
really
Species
sad.
Act actually outlaws that.
Why does
You
this
can
man even own tigers?
Well, I don't think he really owns them
knew
anymore.
people. He knew
Does he?
well,
He's in
no, he
jail.
doesn't because he's in jail. But no, he
Hmm.
knew people. He basically, his friends were a network of exotic animal keepers, just like him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they just kind of bought off of each other. He knew about different auctions where they auctioned off big cats and kittens and stuff. He knew people. All his friends were in the exotic animal trade. He knew a lot of people.
Well,
He looks like a coked up drag queen
I'm just
from
surprised.
Redneckville.
He-
That's all I
he
gotta say
ran for
about him.
president. He ran for president in 2016, as if that race wasn't fucked up enough. And then when he couldn't win,
He
when he
didn't
couldn't
win?
win, he ran for governor of Oklahoma as a libertarian.
Did he win?
And I thought, no,
Okay then.
I just think it's hilarious. It's like this dude, he was a caricature. He was his own sideshow. Not only that, he sold topped up with leftover meat from Walmart that he was supposed to feed to the big cats.
You're making
my
fun of
God.
this guy, okay? You're making fun of this guy because he's so bizarre and strange. But
I can't with him.
and then he's obviously made himself look a fool. Yet we've got someone in the fucking White House that already does that on a daily basis. Trump looks like an idiot because he is one. However, he does do a decent job at what he does, but not definitely no. He's
That's
he's
a
that's-
personal,
that's
someone
your
who
opinion.
doesn't
That's
believe
your
that.
opinion. That's a personal opinion.
It is, and if anyone wants to contest me on that, go the fuck on somewhere. Okay, as far as I can see, as far as I can fucking see, okay, most of the promises, and I say most because there's some things that man has not done yet, and it's pissing me off. Most of what he said he's going to do, he's done. But
He ain't built a wall.
that's right,
Did he?
because that's right.
No, he
because
has
now,
not.
because
He's been
now,
cock blocked on that. That's why.
that's
Budgeting.
exactly right. It's budget because now we had to pay a $1,200 stipends to all you fucking poor ass motherfuckers that can't keep a job. Yes, Trip, show us your butthole.
Sure.
Oh God,
No.
no.
People are
So
Do it.
No.
Spread them cheeks, boy.
Okay, I'm leaving.
No, not that. Please don't leave, Trip. Please don't leave.
Please
We're talking about the
don't
cat
Here's
leave.
my
butthole.
thing.
Please don't
Here's my
leave.
thing with Cats. It is the worst. Well, it's not the worst movie. There's one worse than that. It might be the worst movie. It is the second worst movie
Oh, I
of
know what you're
You
about to talk
say
about.
the
this
It's
without even
2010s.
watching it.
I don't
You
have
say
to
this
watch
without
it.
even
You
smacked
watching
your
it.
lips.
No, we
Terrible.
will watch this. We will watch this. I will rent it one day.
I can name 5 movies that are the worst of the 2010s. Okay,
We're having a butthole watch party, and
It's
you will
not
not
fucking
regret
2010.
it.
it came out in 2019. Okay,
So that
it was
means
the 2010s. Yes,
2019. No, motherfucker, it was
it
2019,
was
not
that.
2010.
No, it was that bad. It's one of the worst movies of the decade. It was
No, oh,
horrible.
there you go. It was the worst movie of the decade, not just
Yes,
2010. Oh, I got you.
I said 2010. You know what?
There's only
Hush,
one
shut up.
2010.
Hush you. I said
So
2010s.
there is an urban legend floating around. Of course, Cats is released on DVD now, and it's also at Redbox if you dare to watch it. If you're that bored in quarantine to watch it, go ahead and rent it on Redbox. But
I know.
anyway, it has come
Redbox
out.
closes.
It has come out that there is a special edition of Cats where buttholes were added into every character actor in that movie.
Secret director's cut.
And then the VFX artist came out and said that he had to digitally edit out all the buttholes that somebody added in. So somewhere in Hollywood exists a cut of
Yep.
Cats. So now
Good
if
God.
you go onto Twitter and search hashtag release the butthole cut, you will see tweet after tweet after tweet of exposés and people asking for the butthole cut of Cats. And now it is not confirmed, but it is assumed that if you get the Blu-ray version, there is a special edition of Cats on the Blu-ray version, which shows every character with buttholes.
Yep.
Let us discuss.
Now, here's the thing. So, after you told me about this, I decided to Google this supposed butthole cut. And I found a video, but sadly, the sad news about this is it wasn't the official video. It was a fan edit of Cats having artificial buttholes on him.
It is still glorious.
It's-
We will tweet it out. So that everybody can see it. When I first saw it, I put it up on full screen and my computer froze. It could not handle all the buttholes.
Sadly.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't want to imagine James Corden's cat asshole on my screen.
Ew. No, I don't want to see that. That's trifling. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to see all that. Same with Amorion or whatever his name was, the black dude. I don't want to see his either. The one with the huge penis that they
Wait,
had to
what?
CGI out. Yeah, what was his name? The one who had a
Jason
huge penis.
Derulo.
Yeah, that failed singer.
They
Him.
had
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah,
to
yeah.
digitally edit out his dick because he had too prominent of a bulge
Bro,
in
what?
the movie. And
Wait,
What's
which
his
film
name?
was
and not
this?
only that,
This was a cat.
not only that,
Yeah.
they had all the other actors and actresses. They were getting mad because they felt that Jason Derulo had too big of a bulge and theirs had to be edited out. So they said, "You're editing out his bulge. You're editing out his bulge. You're editing out her cleavage. Everything's getting edited out." And I'm like, well, this fucking buzzkill just killed
Oh, I have an
Cats.
idea. Just edit out the whole movie and problem solved.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what they
Sit-
tried, but
delete,
then they don't
delete.
make any money.
No.
Yeah,
No,
watch
shit.
it
no,
on
here,
screen
no,
for
I
$30.
want to watch the butthole cut. I really want to.
Why?
Oh my god.
I
'Cause
want to witness this
You
because
want to see
nobody
James Corden's butt that bad?
nobody would believe you if you told them it exists. It's only something that you have to see to believe. It
not-
literally is something you have to see to believe.
Oh
I'm
my
legit
I
gonna
god.
wanna
have
see
a
it to believe
watch
it.
party for this shit. Like the day
Yes,
I
yes.
get Blu-ray for Cats, I will literally stick that shit in that Blu-ray player, and I will have a watch party just to see all them glorious cat assholes.
Let's have a drinking party. Let's take a shot every time we see a butthole.
Yes.
Y'all
We
gonna
have
be
to.
dead.
I can't understand how Idris Elba was part of this fucking fiasco.
Money.
Ugh.
I mean, you had Dame Judi
Not like
Dench
he
in there
needs
too.
it, but you know, money is money.
Dame
so-
Judi Dench, she doesn't need money, but she was in it too.
Hey man, money is money.
They try
If-
Judy Stench.
They try to bring together an ensemble cast for this, thinking, oh yeah, it'll rake in millions. Just bring in, Judi Dench and Jason Derulo.
Wait, wasn't
and
Taylor Swift on it too?
Taylor Swift? Yeah, exactly. And
That's
no,
Tay-Tay
everybody
don't need
just
the
had
money
some.
either.
Yeah,
very, very
Taylor
awkward
Swift was
boners.
like what, Bombalurina?
Here, let me quickly
She was
pull up
hot.
the cast here.
That's all I
quick.
know. She was very hot.
What isn't she hot? She's fine. She's Taylor fucking Swift.
Okay, so listen, here's the cast we got: Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson, James Corden, Judi Dench, Jason
Judy
Derulo,
Dench.
Judi Dench, Idris Elba, Ian McKellen.
Idris.
Shut up,
Wait,
Ray Winstone.
whoa, hold
Wait,
the phone.
Ian McKellen was in there?
Yep, Ian
Ian
McKellen.
McKellen.
What?
So
Oh,
there's
He's
a
not
cut,
dead yet?
God.
So there's a
Be
cut
nice.
of
Be
cats
nice.
floating around the internet that
God.
shows Ian McKellen with a cat's butthole CGI to his ass.
I'm
Is that
good.
what you're trying to tell me?
I'm good.
Do
Oh
you
Yeah.
my
really
God,
want to see
this-
Ian McKellen's butt that bad, Lifty?
This movie gets more bizarre and more interesting the more we talk about it.
Like I said, it is top 5 worst movie of the decade.
I'm going to rent it and I'm going to watch it. I'm going to
Please drink
witness
when
this.
you watch it.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna, and I should do a stream of me
That's
watching
like
this.
that's
Drunk.
like fucking Larry King being in the damn thing.
Is he
Don't-
dead yet?
Nah, he's still alive.
Don't give him
Oh
ideas.
God,
86 years of age.
Jesus! I thought he died
Oh my
already.
God.
Good
No,
God.
not yet.
He needs to be saved. He needs to be saved.
He needs something. Good Lord.
Everybody protect Larry King. He's a treasure.
His ex-wife was hot. That's all I'm gonna say. God damn.
Yeah,
But,
he knows how to get women.
Yeah, he a player.
telling you,
he
he
got
knows how
some
to get
fine
women.
women in his day. He a player.
This man's been divorced how many fucking times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times he's been
Damn.
divorced and had an annulled wedding back in 1953.
Damn.
He got around. He
5 children.
He's a player. He's a player. Larry
should have
King
been
doesn't
in
look like
Cats.
it, but he's a player.
See, he should have been
Don't
in
give him
Cats.
ideas. They're gonna digitally
Wait a minute.
remaster
Born
Larry King in
Lawrence
there because we
Harvey
mentioned it.
Zeiger. Oh no. Anna Juden!
I don't know.
Bro, what?
Like I said, one of the worst movies of the decade. If not for Arctic Dog's existence, it would be at the top of my list as the worst.
Are you sure about that? Because I need to show you Food Fight.
If
Yeah,
it
we
can,
do. We
if
need
it's
to see
worse
that.
than Arctic Dogs, I will give you that. Arctic Dogs is just—it's not even so bad it's good. It's just horrible. Like everything about it just sucks. It just sucks. Even the anti-fracking message in the damn film sucks. It's so lazily written in there. It's just terrible. It shouldn't exist. It really shouldn't exist. I mean, it was so bad that furries refused to draw porn of it. Like, that's how bad it was. When your movie is that bad, you should give up on life.
They eventually did it.
And it was some ugly ass porn too. Okay, I couldn't factor
Wait,
that
I'm
shit.
sorry, what now?
No,
Yeah.
Sex Bad did some decent fappable
Decent.
work.
I didn't get hard off of that shit.
Flaccid the whole film.
I know
semi-
something that'll get
I mean,
you
I
hard.
think you can
Is
get
it
like
your
at
feet?
least a
'Cause that
chubby
will.
out of it.
It'll be my feet and then what's between my legs.
Both of those are acceptable to me.
Mm.
Whoa.
Hello.
Y'all thirsty.
I'm not. But did we touch everything? Oh god, we
Yeah,
actually got
we
through
actually
I
everything.
haven't
we got
touched
to
you or
everything.
Trip yet.
Okay, bye guys.
You are so thirsty.
Thanks, Psylocke, or thanks, IBM.
You better watch
scared
your
off,
mouth.
you scared off our special guest.
No,
Wonderful.
you ain't talking to me like that. I'll come through this damn mic and
No.
kick your ass.
Okay, do it.
I don't care
How
if
dare
you're
you.
fucking Herndon. I'll come to this mic and kick your damn ass.
Herndon, stop telling me about your imagination land or your fucking Christian fantasy
What?
world. I don't give a
Chris
shit.
Chan.
Christian.
Christian, out of it.
You,
Or going
Florence
straight to
Catherine,
Sonic
whatever her name is, first of all. Don't be a transphobic, whatever her fucking name is, okay?
Dun duck. Dun duck.
Anyway,
Dun duck.
Hi,
Dun
I'm
duck.
Chris
Dun duck.
Chan. Can I talk to you about Peace Chew?
Dun
Sonic
duck!
Peace Chew?
okay. So with
We
that
should invite
said,
Chris Chan on the podcast.
No.
Yes,
Good Lord,
we should.
no.
Chris Chan for
Let's
president
do it.
2020.
Oh
Chris
God, no.
God, no.
Mhm.
Christian is a train wreck.
So anyway, with that said, thank you very much for joining us, Trip. You have been a wonderful special guest. We are so
a
glad to have
delicious
had
one.
you.
Oh, thanks.
IBM, calm your
Yeah.
fucking titties. Anyway, if people want to find you on the internet, just go ahead and just give yourself a couple of minutes or a minute to just toot your horn here.
Yep. Okay, so once again, y'all can find me on Twitter at TrippWub, TrippWubb. I'm also got a SoundCloud. We'll be dropping tracks at some point on there. Also TrippWub, no extra B. And also shut up, IBM.
Good God. I don't judge.
You're not
You're
ending
acting like
this,
you haven't gotten laid during this entire
Woo.
stay in place order.
Have you?
Bruh.
Uh,
Everyone's getting horny. It's just everyone.
Can you
admit it.
blame them? We've been trapped in the damn house for what, about a month now? I don't blame people.
I mean, I could have said that out loud. That way it's in the recording. But, I didn't. I actually spared him the embarrassment. So anyway, Trip, where else can we find you?
In my house, you can find me at this address right here.
Okay. I'm on my way.
Oh, geez.
Social distancing.
Swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty.
So
Social
while
distancing.
IBM breaks stay in place orders to go have sex with Trip,
I'm gonna snitch on him too. I think I'm not.
if you please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast if you love what you hear. And also, if you like our shenanigans, please feel free to follow us on Twitter at Furry Frequency.
Who said anything about sex, first of all? I just want
Anyway.
to cuddle, asshole.
Platonic cuddling.
That's right. That's all furries ever fucking do. Don't listen to this horny little fucking tail-raising bitch.
Can I
over
say the
here,
goodbye,
Lifty.
Lifty?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna try to imitate you. Anyway. Fucking hell, I forgot. How do you do it?
This has been Furry Frequency signing off with Lifty.
Xylox.
Trip.
Hi.
Thank you for
It's
listening,
all fucked.
listeners, and you have a great night.
Good night,
Enjoy
Herndon,
yourselves and
Virginia.
stay at home.
Hey, guess
Fuck
what?
off, Herndon.
Yeah,
Stop. Be
fuck
nice.
off, Dundalk. Dundalk.